Hello again, I'm Anna Delman, back again for another moment to chat with you, and my little note of encouragement today is, when you can't see it, walk by faith. When you're on a journey, wherever you are, beginning, middle, or close to the end, I think closer to the end of your timeline, your time frame, when you said this is how long it's going to be, mine is going to be a 365 day. It's not going to end there. Obviously this format will change, and then I will be doing things a little differently, but a daily discipline when it gets closer to that 365, and I haven't achieved all those things that I want, and some things most probably will not be reached, and I can't determine that. Now, of course, right now I need to give it my all and my everything. My daily walk needs to focus on achieving those things successfully. But as that time moves on, will I have moments of disappointment, or will I be able to look at that horizon and know that over it there will be other opportunities or newnesses which will be there for me to absorb and welcome into my life. So when you can't see the end goal, 2 Corinthians 5:7 says we are to walk by faith, not by sight. So really, how does the practical application of that look in our lives when we are trying to cultivate something in our lives that is different? Now, you can super spiritualize that verse, and I know people who do that kind of thing and say no matter what this walk on this earthly your time on earth is going to be, you have that ultimate victory, which is your eternality. That's a lovely comfort, and I like that. But we aren't left in the here and now not to have expectations of the promises of God to us while we are on earth. And so that's very important. So when we are to walk by faith, not by sight, not by what those end things we can see, how is that to govern our thoughts in the here and now so that we can function well? So your faith is a moral persuasion. What has persuaded you to pursue the faith, the life of faith that you have? Whatever your faith is, how do you reason that? What is that assurance that comes with it? So once you've been persuaded in an avenue or path of faith, you need to make a decision, and that decision to live differently because of what has been achieved for you is the criteria, because the persuasion and the decision is based on truths. How deep do those truths go for you? When you understand that, you can think back. We have discussed this over the past 100 days, somewhere along there. I don't remember which day it is, but we discussed Psalm 1, verses 1 through 3, and wherever you are in the world, there are icky people around you. We have them all. People want to entice you to get chatty with them, and then to sit down and build a relationship, and then you're trapped, you're caught. So Psalm 1 verses 1 through 3 says, don't get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in chatting. Don't get caught up in sitting and then chatting. Just keep on your way and honoring the faith, the persuasion, and the decision that you've made to uphold that in integrity. So it's assurance of what you believe in and about what you believe, to give you a future and a hope. Now again, that can be super spiritualizing, but I'm bringing it back to the here and now, because when it talks about a walk, it means one step after the other, the functioning of your day, the manner of your life, and of your living. So how are you living your day-to-day life? And I don't mean what is your plan. I do mean, but I don't mean ultimately. What is your plan for today? What was your plan for yesterday? When it got to the end of the day, how many boxes could you check on your mental list or your physical list of what you had achieved in your functioning through the day? If you need to think a bit deeper, and you should, we all should, how did you occupy your day? That's how you walked through life. You walked through the day. What and how did you occupy your time? Your leisure time, what was that focused on? Your business hours, if you are working and if you're irrespective of one career path or multiple jobs. How were you focused during those work hours in relationship to others? What was your mindset? What were you doing and who were you being through it all? Those determine who you are. Your manner of life, your walk, is what is influencing your thoughts, therefore your conduct. How are you living life? What are your expectations? What are they based on? You can have an expectation, but what is the platform of it? And that can be the meal you're going to prepare tonight, the friends you're going to be with, the expectation of that. What are you going to talk to about your friends? Now you may think, well, Anna's just being a little bit too analytical in how relationships work. No, not really, because if you're meeting with friends, I can pick up and call a friend, pick up a phone and call a friend who haven't spoken to in years, and we will pick up where we left off, more or less, because I know their hearts and they know mine. I speak to a friend on a weekly basis. I know her life and she knows mine, and we pick up where we left off. In encouragement, that's always what we hope to do with one another. What is your manner of life? What are you doing with your time? Even in your work relationships, how do you focus in the workplace to be a source of light and encouragement to others? Your abilities in life. Your abilities are expressed in your day-to-day living, in your functioning, in your achievements. That's your walk. What do they look like and what are they? How do you occupy your time? And in this era of the world, that means beyond just the books you read, the physical books you read. I'm talking about your internet scrolling, etc. How do you focus that time? Sure, it's nice to have entertainment. I like watching movies on YouTube. But what else are you feeding yourself with on YouTube? What are you picking to subscribe to that will encourage you in your day-to-day living? It doesn't have to be this format and my speaking and in conversation with you on a daily basis. It could be something you just watch on a weekly basis. What are you choosing that will encourage your walk in life, to stimulate you to achieve those goals which you have? And who walks with you? Who are those people, your friends, the workplace community, your family? Who are those people? And what is their manner of life? The old expression, birds of a feather flock together, is somewhat true. You kind of reach out to people who are similar to you. And you may think, well, if that's what you did, you'd be isolated. You wouldn't have anybody in your community because your immediate community is so opposite to anything you believe philosophically about religion and what your manner in life should be. Well, that is where we can be comforted on the inside. Sometimes you just need to be at peace with the limitations that are in your life, because in the modern era, community doesn't end with your neighbor or around the corner. It is an ocean and a landmass away. For me is my backyard, because the internet makes it that way. So there are many things that you can avail of to be an encouragement and a stimulation to you to walk wisely and to walk by faith, not by sight, trusting that all the work that you are doing will have an outcome of positivity. You may not know exactly what that looks like, you can hope, but still working towards it will be a positive outcome. And I hope as the next 260-ish days, that at the end of that, my life will be dramatically different, and you will have been on the journey with me, and we can talk about it and move to the next step after that. So until tomorrow, take care and God bless, and we will talk again. Bye-bye for now.